Hello and welcome to this week's Webcast. I'm Andrew Vendelis.
And I'm Josh Toback. We have an exciting show planned, but first let's step into the box for the three strikes.
This past Saturday, Michigan lost to Ohio State 62-39. Michigan has not won a game in the Horseshoe in nearly 20 years and lost its shot at making the playoffs by losing to its arch rival in embarrassing fashion. Josh, is this Michigan's worst loss ever?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes, because here's the thing. There's so much riding on this. They're the number 4 team in the nation. They have the number 1 defense in the nation. They had everything riding on this game. They were favored in it, and they lose by more than 30 points. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Here's what I think. I agree with you. In terms of point differential, this is worse than 1968 when they lost 50-14. And against Ohio State, probably their worst loss ever. I don't know, but it's embarrassing when, as you mentioned, it comes as a top 5 team in the nation at that time, and your rival is in the top 10. Oh, yeah, also that. So against Ohio State, yes, it is a lot. I think it's more embarrassing than it is cringeworthy for Michigan, but as you said, it has a lot more implications now that they are definitely out of the contention for that college football playoff.
I mean, again, like I mentioned, they're the number 1 defense in the nation, and this is like...
Yeah,
they were. Oh, they were. And just losing to Ohio State in this fashion when they were, again, like I mentioned, favored, and Harbaugh's now 0-4
yeah,
against...
Harbaugh doesn't have a win against them.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
No matter what, ugly for Michigan.
This past Sunday, the Ravens defeated the Raiders by a score of 34-17 behind strong play by quarterback Lamar Jackson and running back Gus Edwards. Where formerly elite veteran quarterback Joe Flacco is set to return soon. So, should they stick with Lamar, or should they, go back to Joe?
I've wrestled with this for a long time, Josh, and this is going to take up a lot of time, so sorry, everybody. But I think they need to kind of phase Flacco out, if anything. That doesn't mean you keep him on the bench for the rest of the season. You bring him back. You do more of the plays that don't involve Lamar, under center and Flacco at the wing. You have plays where Lamar comes in more like a, Taysom Hill kind of situation, and then you start to phase Flacco out. You do not just completely shelve him because Lamar's been playing sloppy. Let's face it. Sure, 100 yards rushing, threw the ball more in the game against the Raiders. 2 picks against the Raiders. The defense saved Lamar's butt against the Bengals, and this is coming from someone who loves his Ravens.
Yeah.
And I think right now, Lamar's just getting hot-shotted. Of course, you need him to be on the hot seat to play well.
He's 2-0 as a starter, though.
I mean, but so is Flacco in his first year. I mean, that's just a small sample size.
But Flacco for his first year was a much better quarterback and much better thrower.
Yeah, exactly. And he still is.
But here's the thing: you have a QBR of 70.8 or 70.1 and 58.4 in your first 2 starts, and you come out 2-0. That's clearly because of the defense.
Yep.
I do not think Lamar Jackson is ready to start as an NFL quarterback at all in the slightest.
Thank you.
Now, do I say that he'll never be ready? Absolutely not. I think he's still a good player. I think they should stop running him as a running back and as a gadget player because it's predictable.
It would be great if we actually see that he can throw the ball for more than 5 yards. And he had a cannon in Louisville, and now we get to see that as well. And we know that he can throw to Crabtree, who has been dormant this season. We know that Gus Edwards is a great person in the backfield for him. Willie Snead, even Hayden Hurst, who was supposed to be this explosive rookie tight end, is now getting more reasonable and memorable reps because of Jackson. I think what you do, and I've been preaching this all year long, you keep Flacco on the roster. You keep him as your starter unless things really start to go south in his performance, and then you flip him at the end of the year. I heard Jacksonville's in the new market for a quarterback.
Oh yeah, they just bench Blake Bortles. But here's the thing: you gotta capitalize on the AFC North right now. The Steelers just lost a pretty embarrassing game. Andy Dalton's on IR with the Bengals. I mean,
the Browns aren't catching up.
But I think this could be the Ravens' chance to mount a run, and I don't know if switching quarterbacks in and out is a good idea.
They're not going to win the AFC North, but if they can make it to the playoffs, and even if with Lamar or Flacco, no matter what, I think it could save Harbaugh's job more than everybody, but more to be seen there.
Agree.
Last week, the Yankees acquired star lefty James Paxton from the Seattle Mariners for a package including the team's top prospect, Justus Sheffield, as long as promising Eric Swanson. Paxton has shown flashes of being elite, but is injury-prone. Josh, was this a good trade for the Yankees?
I'm not 100% sure on this. He's only played 102 games in his entire career. And while I do feel like he has put up good numbers, this is kind of a we want to win now move rather than let's build our future with this player later. Like, again, he's already been in the league for 5 or 6 years. I don't think this is a good move for the Yankees because, again, trading your top prospects is, in my opinion, never a good idea unless they're, disruptive in the locker room.
Well, the Yankees also saved about maybe $30 million doing this as
but
well
why do
in
the
the
Yankees
future.
need to save money?
Well, they need it because they had a need in the rotation. They addressed it by, trading the future talent, but he's an impact pitcher, and that's the thing they need. They need that in order to beat Boston, who tore through them, as we saw. He has a tremendous fastball. We know the Yankees don't really like fastballs that much, but if the Yankees let him pitch the way that I think they will, he will have a fantastic season, make a big difference to that rotation.
Yeah, I don't think he's like a starter per se, but I absolutely think that this is a good roster-filling move, and that kind of want to build the depth now so we can compete now.
I mean, I think for the Yankees, it is a compete now thing. The Red Sox aren't going to get any worse unless something bad happens. I don't know. But the Yankees need to compete and stay in that upper echelon of baseball, and I think signing Paxton is a great move for that.
Well, I mean, hopefully it works out for them. But again, this could backfire. You see teams trade over and over again. You see people trade players, and then
it's always a risky move.
It's always a risk. That's all the time we have for 3 strikes. And up next, I'll be joined for some NBA observations.